Okay, up next we've got part 3 of this 4-part series on Galway Bay special box sets. And this beer is going to be 200 Fathoms 2018, double barrel aged reserved. It's a 2-year barrel aged Imperial stout with Madagascan vanilla, vanilla beans and toasted coconut. So if you like that kind of thing, stick around. 200 Fathoms 2018 up next. And then, hey, welcome back to Views and Brews. I'm Brendan, and this is a really interesting beer that everyone is really looking forward to trying if they've bought this box set from Galway Bay Brewery. I'm excited to try it. Now, normally I'd save this, reserve this, for something like Christmas Day or a couple of days in and around there. But I wanted to get it on video because I'm sure everybody, just like myself, is interested to know what it's like. It's got coconut in it. So the first thing in my mind is that it's probably not going to have much of a head, if any head on it at all. Got this massive wine glass here. Let's just pour it out and we'll have a little talk about it. Yeah, I'll shake that up in a minute, but there is a little bit of a head on it. You can see it's a really nice, oily, thick. Yeah, look at that sepia oil going around the side of it. It's really changes the color of the glass, and the legs just sort of cling to the side. It's not even a leg, it's just a one big film of brown around the side. So I know this is going to be thick, viscous, and really nice sweet beer. I think the 200 Fathoms, the 2020 edition, is really sweet. So we'll see what this one's like. So it's got Madagascan Vanilla in it. 80% of the world's vanilla, or in and thereabouts, is all produced in Madagascar because it's hard labour. And it's warm, has the right climate for it. Many other countries have tried to do it, but they don't do it because it's labour intensive, and it just doesn't cost. It's not cost effective enough. So that's why a lot of the world's vanilla is produced there, but it originally came from Mexico, and it's worked its way up. All the Mexicans and all that hoo-ha, they were all doing their hot chocolates with vanilla and cinnamon and chili and all that for a long time before Madagascar. Anyway, toasted coconut flakes in this beer. They are organic toasted coconut flakes. What else did I write about that? There's no flavor extracts on it. I saw that on Untapped, so that's interesting. The whole idea of the vanilla and the coconut is to amplify the chocolate, so the brewers say. Yeah, and obviously there's no head on it because of the oil in the coconut reduces the surface tension of the beer. There is a really scientific way of explaining that. I can't do it, but it's something to do with the pressure of the bubbles on top not being able to hold themselves together. I'm not going to try and explain it because I don't really know. But anyway, cheers, sláinte. Let me have a little sniff and I'll try this beer. Chocolate straight away, which is really interesting. I'm trying not to say the word molasses, but there is a good bit of dark, refined sort of sugar going on in there, or unrefined sugar, sorry. Kind of a very heavy sweetness from burnt black sugar going on. Now, the beer needs to warm up a little bit. I feel that I'm getting a lot of chocolate and vanilla. Not much in the way of coconut, but I think this beer is too cold right now, which is a shame. But let's swill it around and let's try this beer. Yeah, the head is gone, but they say that on the website. That's going to happen. Anyway, I'm going to get into it. I won't carry on waffling. And quite a sharp, fruity taste coming from the double barrel aging of this beer. Like very sweet and quite drying as well. So I'm going to be interested to know what barrels this was in. Oh, yeah, the vanilla and the chocolate in this beer is decadent. It's rich. It's very sophisticated feeling sort of complexion to the flavor profile. I wish I'd warmed it up a little bit more. I'm not getting much in the way of coconut just yet, but I have a feeling that's just because I need a few more sips of it and I need this thing to warm up a little bit. There's a great waft of the vapors of alcohol coming off of this, and that's obviously from the double barrel aging. And the vanilla, it's just, again, like the 200 Fathoms 2020, this is a beer that on the nose is absolutely fantastic. I heard a few people comment on 2020 that they found it too sweet. And that's always going to be the case when you get such a strong flavored beer, that some people are going to enjoy it and other people are going to enjoy different versions of it or different beers altogether. Just got my first bit of coconut there. Kind of like that Caribbean twinge that you get from Malibu, like a tiny, tiny edge of that. I mean, it's really just the coconut and the alcohol mixing together. Quite strong in the barrel aging. What does it say on the side of this bottle? In 2018, we celebrated 5 years of 200 Fathoms. To mark the occasion, we reserved a portion of the 2018 vintage and recasked it into last fill Bourbon and Rum casks. That's incredible. That's exactly why you get a little bit of that rum and you get that feeling of like, is this kind of the touch of Malibu going on this beer? Cask to age it for an additional 15 months. We then aged the beer further on Madagascan. They conditioned it on Madagascan vanilla beans and organic toasted coconut flakes before bottling it in June 2020. We hope you enjoy this very special edition of 200 Fathoms. Pour carefully, may contain sediment. I'd be interested to know, are they continually doing this in Galway Bay? Are they continuing the idea of reserving barrels? I mean, is that the way Ireland's going to go? That there's a portion of every single brewery's barrel aging program is saved in order to create a vintage of that barrel aged year and do something different with it. I kind of like that idea. If that's what they're doing, that gives a bit of prominence, a bit of excitement to the whole thing. Just makes the whole thing a little bit more rare and scarce and enjoyable. Let's have another go. It is viscous, but there is quite a warmth from the barrel aging in it. You do get some bourbon, but I wasn't sure what the high alcohol was, but it's rum. It's definitely rum cask. And now, after like 5 or 6 sips, I'm now beginning to really taste coconut coming out of this beer. And it doesn't come across abrasive. It melds nicely into the other flavors, which is really good. The thing I noticed about 200 Fathoms is they've got like a level of sophistication in their design. So they're not trying to pander to the, let's add flavorings, let's add chocolate in it, let's add all these different things in it. They've added natural things. They've put in vanilla, and it's accentuated the chocolate aromas and flavors from the malts, as opposed to directly throwing in chocolate. Now, nothing wrong with doing either way, but it's just the direction that Galway Bay have headed in, and the toasted coconut really does play well with the rum casks. It does say rum, I'm not mistaken that. Rum casks, so that's why. So this is rum and bourbon casks. I didn't even know that. So that's pretty cool. The beer itself is rich, vinous, it's oily, it sticks to the mouth, the palate. Like you could not get a richer I mean, this is so rich. I mean, it's it has a sharpness to it, which is the spice, and it's the spice coming along from all of those flavors from the bourbon barrel and the rum barrel, and it's smoothed out with the vanilla, and the coconut just gives it another edge. Feels like it almost feels like a Caribbean style of barrel aging. Now that's sort of like, you know, I'm pigeonholing it because of the ingredients in it, but it really does feel like it's got some sort of twist to it that's based on those flavors. Fantastic beer, absolutely love it. You know, if anyone from Galway Bay does see this video, I would absolutely implore them to keep doing this. I mean, they've had a little bump in the road with the boxing, the packaging, that's all difficult, but first year in, so what? Next year, get it right, no hassle. But I really hope that Galway Bay continue to do this, and other breweries are, well, they are already doing the same thing, where, you know, we've already got White Hag Brewing, and they've got some sours in there going on for years at this stage. So there's plenty of breweries doing things like this. I'm just amazed at the way it changes the color of the glass. Ooh. It's not too thick. I mean, it has a viscosity to it, and it sits quite warm, tingly, spicy on the tongue. But what it doesn't do is it's not too filling. You know, when this coconut's been added, what it's done is it's reduced the body in some way of the beer. But that's just the thing that's happened. It's in no way detrimental to the beer itself. Am I missing a head on it? No, not really. Is there carbonation in it? There is. But there's just no head to speak of. Let me pour another little bit just before I wrap this video up. And I'm going to give it a spin and see just what happens. That was very uncouth of me. There is, you can see, a little bit of head going on in there. But really, look what happens when you spin the glass. It just turns the whole of the glass brown at the bottom. I should point out, this beer is 12%, whereas the 200 fathoms, the normal versions, are 10%. Yeah, that's my view on this brew. I'll keep it short and sweet. 2-year double barrel aged reserve from Galway Bay Brewery is probably, you know, there are very few beers out there that we can get that have this level of sophistication in them in terms of their barrel aging. Love the vanilla, love the coconut, love the fact that it was done partly in a rum barrel aging. Love the fact that the coconut was organic. What else? Did I write anything else from these guys? Yeah, they're trying to amplify the chocolate flavor. There's mountains of chocolate flavor going on in there. Yeah, and obviously the oils and the coconut are going to say goodbye to the head, but that's perfectly fine. My view on this brew, it's fantastic. I prefer neither the 200 Fathoms 2020 or this one or the other. I prefer them both equally as different beers. Cheers, Slancher. Happy Christmas all. Enjoy yourself, stay safe, and it's on to the next one. Bye.